So BTC sitting at 92K, but is this an AI situation starting to brew here? We've just seen near break trend. We've just seen Fetch break trend right now that we've jumped into a long there on Fetch. We've seen a lot of these AI things start moving, guys. So we're looking at these AI plays. Is this Nvidia time this week? Are we going to get a move on these? And I've got tons of entries for you guys. I've also got a special guest in today talking some indicators. So we got lots to talk about here. Let's get right into this. Remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. And Ray is here, but he's not here. But here's Chaos. Okay, Chaos is here. He's bringing you guys some alpha. He's got indicator stuff. Talk to me quickly before we jump in. Fetch just broke trend. I took a long. What are we doing? Quickly.
We're going to go up.
Okay. Fetch, let's go. Okay, cool. Let's go. Ray will come back. Okay, Banter Bubbles. It's the old shit coins. Absolutely firing. Look at this. XTZ 36%, HBAR 55. OM is still grinding from yesterday. XLM doing some things here, 20%. And Theta looking interesting today. We've just given a long in Sniper Club earlier today on Theta. That thing is moving a bit, but AKT, you can see that to the right. And we are talking about that. Akash today. Tawo is starting to light up. It's all starting to go down here. And I see Ferdy is talking render. Guys, I've got render teed up for you as well. We're looking at all of those charts. So let's talk BTC quickly. Let's see where we are right now. And you can see during the course of the day, we had a little bit of downside, but they pinged us with a 786 bounce here at 89,500. Nice little push up. Now we are in our danger zone that we highlighted earlier today. This was a liquidity region, and you can see they've now grabbed some of that liquidity to the upside. So now it remains to be seen if we are going to continue moving up. But what I can say now, support you need to watch today, 91K. Look at that beautiful little level here, 91K on the button there for us. Then a little bit lower, we've got 90,146. These are the ones that need to hold now. If we're going to get a little bit of a move in these altcoins, we don't really want to go deeper on BTC than say 91K. That's not going to be pleasant. Then we're going to give up a lot of those gains. So right now, 91K upside, I would say look out here at 93. Let's just pull out our liquidation map here. You can see they flushed out a lot here at the moment. But to the upside, we can see 93K and 93,300. Okay, to the upside. And then a little bit of juice here at 91. So that ties in very nicely there, that 91. So nice little range that we can play in here. That would be ideal if we can float around in this type of region for now and just start getting things going a little bit. Now, the flavor is obviously all AI, so we're going to jump into AI here as well. And I just wanted to look at the fear and greed index. Yesterday, we were cooking. We were sitting at 90, and we are now at 83. So that is coming down a little bit, but things were very hot yesterday. Okay, it was pretty overcooked. 83 is a bit more pleasant. It tells us we could start churning a little bit more. That's a nice little number. And then before we jump into some of these AI coins, just a little bit of news floating around. We got another president here. The Polish presidential candidate. Okay, the man owns 33 BTC, and he's talking about copying Donald Trump, doing all those types of things with the strategic Bitcoin reserve if he wins the elections. So it's all going down now. All these presidents are getting involved. And then Michael Saylor, absolutely relentless at the moment, and he's acquired another 51. Well, he's got 51,000 BTC for 4.6 billion. He's paid 88,600 per Bitcoin. Okay, the man is not scared. The man obviously believes things are going higher, and super bullish now at the moment. And here we go. Here's our Nvidia cheat sheet. So guys, it's all about Nvidia. And for those of you wondering why I'm talking about Nvidia, well, we know they are great for trading AI tokens. Okay, we know Nvidia is an AI business. There's a lot going on there, and it's often a nice narrative for us in the crypto market. We start looking at AI plays, and you'll start picking up now that's a lot of these AI tokens are starting to move here. And I see Ray's trying to make an appearance. Ray, what's going on there, bro? What's happening? Okay, so here's your Nvidia earnings cheat sheet at the moment. You can see what's going down. They're giving you a whole breakdown as to how things perform over the last few years. Look at Nvidia's last 20 quarters at the bottom here. The average return the next day after Nvidia earnings is 3.3% to the upside. And they're saying quarter one this year, recent earnings reactions result, quarter one results. Stock 16 is up 16.4% after 10% earnings per share beat and 6% revenue beat. And then quarter two, and I think this is a mistake. They're saying 2025. I think it's supposed to be 24. And then they're saying quarter two, they went down 6% after beating their earnings. So it is anyone's guess now as to how the market is going to react to the situation. But I was touching on Nvidia yesterday, and I was saying I would love to see a bleed out into that type of level. But you can see these guys are starting to pump it now already leading into earnings. Remember, Nvidia earnings comes out on Wednesday after the close. So we've got a couple of hours here. We've got 48 hours or so, a little bit more before these results come out. So there's a lot of time for things to happen here. I would say if we get a hard pump on Nvidia leading into earnings, I would say most likely we're looking for a dump. And if we get a sell-off on Nvidia leading into earnings, then the obvious play for me is going to be a nice long on Nvidia. So that is basically the game plan. Look for the move into the earnings, then the result thing. We can normally then trade the opposite as to what is going on. So right now, Nvidia on support here, 139, interesting. But for me, 130 is where I want to see it. So let's see how that goes now over the next couple of days. And then the S&P, nice little recovery today, but I'm still eyeing out this gap to the downside, still looking at that I want to get filled. So a little bit of patience here. We could see them push up here, close that gap, then send us down again. So just eyes on that at the moment. Let's keep our eyes on the S&P. Remember that crypto, a little bit of pressure. When the S&P is falling over, we are feeling the pressure in crypto. When it's pushing up again, things do get a little bit easier for us. And this is my current situation with BTC. I took a long on Prime XBT off that 786 bounce that I just showed you on the 2-hour chart. We are looking, obviously, for this thing to hold. What I'm going to do here is move my stop just above entry here now on Prime XBT and just keep it, keep it alive. We don't want to get stopped out now for nothing. But you can see we've got a nice push here on BTC. I don't want to pull back all the way. I'd love to see some kind of bullish retest on that 91K we spoke about, and then a nice little bounce there. That would be ideal for us. And is Johan trying to send us to 97K there? Chaos, what is Johan trying to do here? What does he do?
He's making me quite bullish, I'm not going to lie. 97, eh?
He wants to send us straight to 97. Okay, cool.
Let's go.
Cool.
Let's go.
Guys, we bring in the alpha man. He's coming in hard. And when Ray's coming, he's got to having some tech issues here. But we're going to bring the man. He's looking at Fetch. He's looking at Render with me. He's looking at a couple of others. He even mentioned Doge at some point. So we're going to get him on. He's got all the indicator hot stuff here for you guys. We're going to get him back ASAP. Okay, let's talk. Oh, here we go. A little reversal now. Okay, we want to see this 91K hold here for us on BTC. Okay, let's go. BTC on the 3 days. So just going to jump through this one quickly. No real changes here. If we stay bullish, upside target 113 for me. That's a vibe. If we are carrying on sort of floating around, that's also okay with us. You can see we've got a nice little potential range forming here for BTC. That could be very good for the altcoins. And then to the downside, look, big levels. 81K, can't ignore. 77K, can't ignore that. And then the big one at 72K. Now, I suspect at some point we come back and retest that. When that happens, not sure. Could be in a couple of years, could be in a couple of weeks. So at some point, I think we do come back and see that 72K, but we'll deal with that accordingly when we need to. And then a big one for us is dominance. You can see here dominance on the weekly. We did get our weekly close under that resistance band. This is what I was looking for yesterday. And we wanted to see this thing start making its way down now. And that is going to give the alts a little bit of breathing room for us and just give us a little bit more alt momentum. And then something else that can help us here is the USDT dominance. This is currently turning red as well. So as long as we are pushing down on USDT dominance, we know money is flowing back into the market, back into Bitcoin, back into the altcoins. So as long as this pushes down, then we are happy. Just look out. If we do drop lower, look out at 3.8, 3.9. Look out for that hard bounce. That is probably going to be where people get to start taking profits and those types of things. And the same story, if we push higher now, look for that rejection at 4.6%. That is where you're going to get some relief on the market if things are falling over for you. Now, before we jump into AI, let's talk Solana. We had a big pump earlier today, and I think Sol's nearly now at all-time highs. I think it's inevitable now. It's just a matter of time. So we had 248 all-time highs sitting at around 260, just under 260 there on Sol. So what I'm going to suggest here, big levels for me on Sol on the weekly. No changes here. Anything down to 206, call it 205 on Sol is big zone number 1, and then anything down to 190, big zone number 2 there on Sol. So anybody sitting in Sol spot or playing the long game on Sol, those are your big levels. and even 160. We don't have to deal with that one just yet, but that is what we're going to be watching on any downside on Sol. And then anyone looking for a couple of scalps, you can see what's going on here with Sol. Here's your DGen chart, same plan as yesterday, and we had our perfect move yesterday. I gave you guys that little bounce zone on Sol yesterday. Now we've just readjusted things. We're looking for our next reaction zone, and you can see we are moving into that 234 interesting area. And then any further dips, look out for some action at around 225 if you're looking for a DGen play on Sol. Those are the zones you want to be watching, and look for that. Look for that move there in those zones. I see we're getting a pullback now. Chaos. We were all fired up here, and things were flying, but let's talk. Okay, so first AI play. Okay, we've got a few for you guys teed up here. I've got GRT, Render, we got Tower, we got Fetch, just blown trend, we got Near. What else we got? We got Akash.
Akash, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's go GRT. I think I asked you for that one first. So let me tell me what the indicators are telling us here.
Actually,
and then
that's the only one I can't load up. I'm having trading view problems. I've got all the others.
No. I'm gonna talk GRT. Okay, I'll talk GRT here, and then we're gonna jump. Then we're gonna jump into the others. Okay. So here is my current plan on a bullish altcoin AI market here leading into Nvidia. This is GRT. You can see we've had a hard push now this afternoon. The last couple of hours, we are pushing into major resistance here on GRT. That is a big area. But what we're trying to do now is snag our entry to get to our next zone. Our next zone is going to be that move to 0.2647. So I'm looking for that. Okay. Now, how do we get that 20% play there on GRT if it's going to remain bullish? Very simple game plan. This is what we got. So I've got GRT on the 1 hour here for you, breaking out of a horizontal. So if we go back to our main chart, we can see here's our big horizontal. We need to blow through that zone. When we pop through that area, that opens up the ticket to the next move. Then we go back to the lower time frame, the 1 hour, and we start looking at areas of interest here. Where can we get some kind of support now if this thing is going to hold and send us higher? So GRT traders, 0.21. Look at that beautiful blow of the horizontals. Any weakness here, 0.21. We're looking for that to hold. At worst case, I would say 0.2016. That for me are both bullish pullback zones. So GRT traders, if there is going to be an AI push, I expect GRT to bounce 21 or 201. One of these here for me has got to hold that level. Then we open up a nice 20% trade there and could be pleasant. Okay, leading into Nvidia, we get some good results. Maybe the US market loves Nvidia. That thing absolutely pumps. Then you will see it's going to start playing out in a lot of these others. Okay, so Chaos, nothing on GRT for me from you. Okay, let's talk Render. So I've started up a Render position here. And you can see they're coming back for us, guys. They're coming back for us. Here's my current situation. Here's Render. Started a Render. There's some Brett going on in here. What else I got? Theta. Started a Theta today as well. There's some dupe. I've got AVAX, long and a short at the moment. Myro is still in play for me. XRP, scalp long here. Let's see. My short is still in play. And then Ethereum Classic, having a go on that one. But the focus here today is Render. And what I want to focus on here is the next move on Render, and hopefully Chaos has got some indicator things for us as well. Is it loading, sir?
Yeah, we got it. I'm having a few issues today. Sorry about that, guys, but I've got Render for you.
So, okay, give me your indicator situation, and then we're going to look at some regular TA here.
Okay, cool. So listen, today we're using obviously MDX Algo Master and MDX Wave Master, guys. Relying on this quite heavily at the minute because it's been tailored for us. We've got such a brilliant version of this software out, and it helps us so much. Essentially, we got a long that played out. Now that long coincided really nicely with the RSI bottoming out. Cash flow was very negative, and then we've pushed up. So what's happened is the RSI has obviously pushed up to the upside really nicely up into the top zone. Now, as we know, it can kind of hang around in the top zone for some time. And what's really encouraging is we've just, where we had a short sort of reversal signal there, it started to come down. And now what's happened is we've had a reversal again to the upside. And of course, that's now playing out like this. So what I'm looking for now is essentially, a bit of RSI price action to hang around in the top zone where we can start to regain some of these levels. There's a key area here around $9 that I'm looking at next. So, we'll see what happens on the closure of this candle. We'll see if it retains this zone or if it drops back down and rejects. But this is a key time, it's looking bullish.
I mean, you're looking at the 12-hour. Yeah, okay. So look, the RSI is running at the top. We know that means it's hot. What we do understand is if the market likes to remain bullish, that RSI can run at the top for a little bit longer, an extended period of time, maybe a blow-off top even out of that. Interesting comment there from Pirate. He says, false move Monday. Now, let's see. If we get a bullish Monday, how often have we seen the rest of the week getting wrecked? If we get a bearish Monday, we generally have a more positive week. So just something to watch here, something to pay attention to. But okay, so you think there is potential room here. Where are we on the 4-hour, for example? What is that giving us? Short-term move leading into Wednesday.
Let's see if this thing loads. Hang on, it's coming. Hold on. Come on. You might need to go first and come back to me. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. So listen, cash flow, which is obviously this green MDX Wavemaster feature that sort of runs behind the RSI here. It's obviously come down. It's now leveled off and it's starting to face up again. Along with that, we've got the RSI, which is facing up. I'd like to obviously see this play out, the cash flow play out as well. Obviously get money play out and actually start piling in. You know, there was a very nice buy signal. There was a rebuy. We had a short, which obviously didn't play out. And we've just had a buy again 5 or 6 candles ago. So, you know, I'd like to see us tap this zone. On smaller time frames, it looks like we can tap this zone, you know, $9.
Okay, so let's look at my chart now, just on the bigger picture as to what I'm looking for. So potentially, this is teeing up on the 4-hour for a potential move into Nvidia earnings. Okay, this is potentially now on the table for us, and this is how we can strike. This is how we can look at it. So bigger picture on render, you can see we're breaking the daily trend, and I mean this was a topic about a week ago. I think I was talking about this one, breaking the 200-day MA, breaking the trend. So holding nicely there. Now we're getting a push. Leading into this Nvidia situation, you can see we are breaking through our next zone, and very much like GRT, I'm looking for that move. We can see it could be quite a nice ride up here until we hit this rejection zone at 9.7. So danger zone at 9.7. Is there a trade now for the degens on render? And I suspect, yes, I suspect it's worth the risk here. And this is a trade I dropped in Sniper Club earlier today, and we might still get a little retest in the zone. So what you want to look at here is render on the 1-hour. You can see what's going on. I've got a nice rising trend in play. I've also got some fibs in play lining up with our horizontals. You can see I've got a great horizontal band as well. So just like GRT, I've broken the horizontal. What I want to do is hold this retest. You can see we've dipped into that area once already. So for me, render anything from 7.64 down to 7.45 looks like a nice zone. If they do put pressure here, look for that out of render. And then where can you bail if this trade is wrong or if things start failing? You can see you've got your rising trend in play. If we start losing this rising trend, look out for a candle close under that trend. That is going to invalidate this thing. That could tell us the market is falling over. Things are getting dirty. False move Monday, like Pirate is saying there in the chats as well. So make sure you're always protected with a stop loss when you're doing degen leverage trading and things like that. Make sure you understand how to place your stops. Make sure you know how to do these things, and make sure you calculate your risk. If you're using 10x leverage and you have a 3% stop, understand that your risk is 30% of your capital. It's a little calculation you need to do. Don't just blindly jump into things. Make sure you understand where your entries are. Ray is here, but Ray is not here. Ray, we can't see you, but he's here in spirit. Okay, he's here in spirit with us. Ray, when you getting a picture back, bro? I could see you just now. Now you gone. Okay, so render traders, that's your entry box. Your main support you can watch that you can use 7.35. Use 7.35. If we do dip lower and you're using lower leverage, you can look at 7.04. But for me, 7.35, that is where I'm going to exit. If we close under that level, 7.35, I'm jumping out of this thing. Let it fall over. Okay, then we'll look for new entries another day. But right now, the game plan is let's get that move from render. If there is momentum, that is what we want to see. Robin Wood says ghosts in the machine, invisible Ray. It's AI Ray, like going to the max here, maximum AI Ray. He's properly vanished here for us. Okay, let's go. Let's talk WEEX'S. So I've got a couple of things going on here in WEEX'S at the moment. And you can see I've jumped into that fetch on that trend break. And I mean, Chaos and I, did you get it?
I got fetch, yeah.
You got it, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we've jumped into fetch. You can trade it on WEEX'S. I didn't see it on Bybit, so I traded on WEEX'S here. I've got a floaty long off the level I gave you yesterday, that exact bounce zone I gave you guys on the show yesterday. I've got the long there on floaty. Dupe, I picked up the long on the exact zone that I gave you guys yesterday. So grab that one. Filecoin still dancing around, not doing much. Floki holding my short. No reason to close the short. I've got a nice long entry now in Floki on a hot zone. If we get a good bounce, that's cool. We ride it up. But that short is a nice hedge play for me. And then you can see I've got near action as well. Near's broken trend, nice AI play. And I've got Myro running here at the bottom. So no changes to those. So let's start with, well, number one, guys, there's a WEEX'S comp in play at the moment, running for another 11 days. Chaos, are you in the comp?
Yeah, I am.
I like that. I like that. Okay,
not
so
doing as well
get
as
involved here, guys. WEEX'S comp, there's a link in the description. And the prizes are a trip to the Banter offices. You're going to get put up in Cape Town and you're going to get flown out of here to hang out with us. So number one in the P&L ranking is going to get that prize. Number one in the volume ranking is also going to get that prize, okay? And I don't want to refresh this because it says I'm number one, but let's see. Wait, let's see if I refresh it now. I was number one earlier. I suspect I'm getting rinsed a little bit here. Let's see where we are. Let's go P&L 6. I'm coming 6. Okay. That's volume on the left, volume ranking, P&L ranking, ROI ranking. Remember, return on investment, your percent, your P&L, and your volume. So there's prizes for all of these here at the moment. So right now, coming 6. I was okay earlier today. I was number one today. Okay, let's go. Another one I've got for you guys is near. So this one is a big trade. Okay, this is a nice spot trade. Anybody interested, you can see layer 1 near. Okay, AI play confirmed. Okay, we like that. There's a lot going on with near and Nvidia, and there's all sorts of tie in there as well. So near spot traders, here's a banger for you guys. Okay, invalidation number one. Where do you go if this thing falls over? Where do you cut the position? I would say option number 1. 5. If you lose 5, that's option number 1. Option number 2, if you lose 4.3. Okay, those are your invalidations. Remember, when you're getting rinsed, where the trade goes wrong, those are your options to exit your position. Now, upside targets that I'm watching, 8.2 banger and 12.6 banger for me on near. You can see the situation here. Broken this trend. Is there going to be some action? Look, it could play out. Look at that. Nice little cup and handle situation here. Would love to see a little pump out of near. And then short-term time frames. Here we go. We've just had that little trend break. And we touched on this one. I touched on this on my show, I think, yesterday as well. We were looking at these levels. And near has just simply held a trend now. And now we've broken the rising trend. So if you're looking for some action on near, your first line of support is going to be 5.6. Watch that region over there. And then you can see we've got a lower time frame trend break here. So there could be a little bit of momentum. And if there is going to be momentum, you want to see it hold the trend. You want to see it hold that 618 ideally. So 5.95. Okay, you don't want to really lose much more than 5.95. So let's just tie that up quickly there. Okay, so that is your main level now. So short-term degen traders, if you're sitting in here, look out for that. Look out for this pullback. 5.95. That could be a long entry, a degen play. Trend break, retest. Okay, if it's going to stay bullish here, you should hold the retest. You should hold the 618. If they're going to come and kill you, well, then you know what's going to happen. They're going to start putting pressure down here, and then we're going to get invalidated properly here in the market. So what you're looking at, 5.95 on near, and next one, 5.66. Now, I'm super keen to hear what the magic is saying on the weekly, on the daily, and on the 4-hour piece.
I've got something superb for you on the 1 hour. Okay, so this is near. The last time we got a buy signal, guys, we got a 33% push. Okay, these are just rebuys. This hour, like now, you couldn't have timed this better, Dylan. At this closure, which was 2 minutes ago, we just got a buy signal just now. Okay. And not only that, the confluence, the cash flow is about to go positive. We just got a reversal. You could not have picked this better. This was a trade 90 seconds ago.
Okay, banger. Okay, so we've got the long signal, guys. You know what you need to watch on the 1 hour. You've got your bigger targets. So how are we looking on the daily, for example, on this, or on the weekly?
Let's hope that this loads really quick. Give me a sec. Come on. Having real problems today with trading for you guys. Sorry about this. Hopefully, there we go. It's coming. Okay, look. So on the daily, before everything else is even loaded, we've basically got a buyer that printed, where are we, 2 days ago. Now, obviously, you know, looking at this, you can see that there's a clear zone, okay? And there's obviously a clear sort of bottom. You see, the guys in Sniper Club see me draw these all the time, guys. I often trade the ranges, okay? Now, what's good about this is we're at the top of the range, and we just got a print. So what I'd like to see at this point is a push out of the range, you know, a retest, and then actually to start making our way up to this point, which will be my next zone. And that's somewhere in the region of about $8.3, which is a 36% move. Lovely.
Okay, so the factors everybody needs to understand here is you've seen that we are pushing into a resistance horizontal band. Okay, there's a chance that it rejects there. Obviously, if there is bullish momentum, we break through that area. That gives us our ticket to the next big move. So once we break into a new zone, we can lock in that zone in a support, and then we start looking higher. So that is the theory. Remember, if you're longing into big, thick resistance bands, it comes with a degree of risk. So make sure you have a stop. Make sure you have a game plan there. And that is why I'm giving you these degen setups at these resistance zones, just so you guys can try and understand where you can snipe a little entry there. Okay, I see lots of you guys got a bit of near yesterday. I see Matt said he got near from the show yesterday. What a banger. That is good. Adenaf and I is here. He's saying afternoon. Good afternoon. It's not GM. It's, what do we say? GA.
GA.
What do you say good night? GN for good
It's
night.
always
Okay,
GM.
GA.
It's always GM. It's always GM. Whatever.
GM.
It's always
GM,
morning
GM,
somewhere.
GM. Okay, keep sending near. Keep sending near. Looking good so far. Okay, looking nice here on this time frame. A little bit of a cooker at the moment. So that's a good start for us. Let's just check in with BTC. Okay, we haven't bounced yet. We're on our 91. Okay, we're nearly there. Okay, watching 91, guys. I think that could be an area to add as well for my existing trade. That will then just raise my average entry, but I'm going to add there at 91. Let's see. It will just bring my entry up, but then I'm just going to raise that stop a little bit. Okay, so near, nice AI play. Could have something coming here for you guys. Could be a banger. Then let's talk Akash. Okay, AKT. This is an interesting one. Big pumper here on the daily, but a massive, massive sell-off. Okay, interesting. Could be an opportunity for potential entry. So my initial view on this thing on the daily, we can see we've got a huge horizontal here tied in with 382, and I'm talking a massive 382 fib pull. Look at that. That's the absolute lows here on the 5th of November to the highs. So support 3.67 looks interesting to me, Chaos. And then degen play. Okay, I've got some bangers here. 3.46, 3.2. Okay, these are my degen zones here. So any dips like that, looking for a bounce there. Okay, 3.46 or ultimately 3.2. These are the degen plays that I'm looking at on the 1 hour here. What is our MDX magic telling us?
I'm going to give a little shout out while you're bringing my screen up to the Sniper Club. You know why? Fetch and Akash are two of the tokens that the guys in our traders chat brought up and gave us today. We asked for suggestions. You know, Chris, if you're watching, man, bullish, bro. Thank you for the calls today.
Nice,
very, very
Chris.
good.
Nice one. Okay, so what do we got here? What are you telling us here? What do we see?
Cool. So I'm on the 12 hour with Akash. So look, one of the things that I kind of wanted to say to you guys as before is we've got a habit when things are really bullish is to really mess around in this zone, right? You can stay in here for a little while. What can also happen is you can kind of get the cash flow, which kind of just keeps staying positive some time. Now, this is maximized pretty much. But what I'm hoping for, okay, is that, and what's backing me up is that this is now the RSI is facing up again. So I'm kind of anticipating this. What I'd like it to transcribe to on the, you know, price action is actually, we did push through this zone. There's obviously a key resistance here. We rejected slightly. We've come back into the zone. We're going to have to see what happens here. Ultimately, I'd like to push out again. And then really, I'd like to start meeting these next levels, you know, somewhere in the region of about $4.50. So not a huge move, but it depends what happens. You know, at this point, we could reject and come down. So it's not a great trade for me now. But if we get pure, like proper reversal signals and the cash flow really does start flowing in again and we break through this zone and we actually hold it, then essentially I'm looking to catch this next sort of 12 to 15% move.
So it's not an absolute banger yet. Where you on the, can you check us on the 4 hour? Because that might tie in with that reversal I'm looking for. Absolutely. Even on the 1 hour. I just want to see the reversal tie in, because if we get a tie in on MDX Algo and that reversal on a nice level, that could be a trigger there.
So I've just left it on the 4 hour while it's still loading. You can see I'm having problems. Sorry about that. So I can see here this has loaded. We have got, it was coming down. Now we got the reversal, and we got the reversal signal, and the cash flow is firmly facing upwards. RSI is pointing up nearly nicely. We're coming to this zone again. You know, oh, is that Ray?
No, that's comment.
that you?
My daughter's asking, does Dylan have banger tattooed anywhere?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, guys.
Smash the likes,
yet.
people. Smash the likes.
Yeah,
Ray,
exactly.
are you alive, bro? Where are you? I can't see you.
Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes.
Ray's gone extreme AI. Okay, chaos. So 1 hour, that is turning over. That's nice, because that can give us a nice entry. Okay, cool. So that should tie in. If that 1 hour starts rolling over, let me just show you guys my chart again. That 1 hour on MDX Algo, let it do its thing. Let it roll over. 3.46, interesting bounce zone. 3.2, interesting bounce zone for me. So they actually tie in quite nicely to that. Guys, remember, these indicators that we're using, there's a link in the show description, as well as the exchanges that I'm trading on here. Everything is underneath the show description. You just jump into the show there, go to more, and you can take a look at everything that we got, the entire shopping list here. Chaos is using MDX Algo. The one you saw the other day is Easy Algo with the pivots. That is what we're using on a Sunday night. We get those nice weekly pivots that we like to look at. So that is their Prime XBT, where I'm trading Bitcoin. WEEX'S is there. ZoomX. We got to talk ZoomX. The ZoomX comp is over, and I'm going to do a giveaway. And I needed Ray's help here. Ray, I need your face, bro. You must bring your face back. Okay, we're gonna talk ZoomX as well in a couple of minutes here. I want to give away my prize money that I got out of it. Okay, one more trade here. Let's talk Theta for you guys. That was one. Now there's a debate. Is Theta AI? I mean, there's a debate about it at the moment. I don't think it is. It was like it's not, okay? But I mean, it's pumping today, okay? So 𝗙𝗔𝗘𝗪 guys got a trade set up for me today on Theta, and the principle is exactly the same as what you are seeing on Render, GRT, and a lot of the others. We are putting pressure on a major weekly resistance band. What does this tell us? Well, it tells us this is a big rejection area, but if the market turns bullish, what tends to happen is we get a nice pop through these major zones. Then the retest is where the bulls need to step in. That's what it's all about. And we use that as support. And that often gives us our next potential move. So right now, playing Theta the exact same way that I'm playing some of the others. There's that Theta position there. You can see it's up a little bit now. You can see my entry there is 1.633 is where I am with Theta at the moment. And looking for some bigger things. So that's the bigger picture there on Theta. We know this thing can be a pumper. What does it need to look like? Nice push up here. Then we just want to look for support, even a little pullback into that zone. And then we're looking for a nice big push. So Theta trying to get teed up here at the moment on this thing. And this was the DGen trade that I gave in the Sniper Club earlier today. Exactly the same principle that you saw on Render and GRT. We've broken horizontals. We've got our 382 in play, and we were looking for entries in that box. So let's raise our fibs now, and let's just confirm our new revised support. So Theta traders, here's your new support level that you can watch. That is that guy over there. 1.6 is what you want to be watching now. So nice support for you. 1.6, use that one for now. Alternatively, Theta traders, 1.5288. Okay, that is what your exit plan could look like. So you could either exit at close under 1.6, so call it 158. Okay, if you start closing under there, maybe you want to bail, or alternatively closing under 1.51. Okay, the reason that 1.51 is interesting is because we've got our 618 fib, we've got our 200-day moving average. Look at that. We've got our trend. So if we start closing under this, yes, this is potentially more bearish and we are heading down. So that's a nice clean invalidation for you guys. What I would look for here, any dips into that type of region, that for me is a buy zone there on Theta. That could be our potential ticket into the next zone. So watch your key supports, 1.6, 1.5288. Watch those areas, 1.5288, 1.6. You start losing those, then you start looking at the next level lower down. Did you have any Theta source there for us, Sue?
Nothing too crazy, but on the 12 hour, I can quickly show you what I'm looking at. I've just been
keen?
Yeah, it's looking okay. It's looking okay. Very simply, MDX Algo. there was a beautiful long, there was a reasonable pullback, and we've had the reversal. Okay, cash flow is really positive. We've got this sort of trend line. Although we lost it, we've recovered it. We've bounced off it a couple of times. We're off the line again, and we're up at this resistance point. And to be honest with you, the fact that we're a little bit bullish here and we've got some way to go, I'd like to think that at the very least we can start to reclaim this zone at roughly 1.9. So a little bit of a, you know, just where are we? 10% move.
Okay, so guys, a small move potentially according to what Chaos is looking at, but either way, what you want to do is you focus on your supports, you focus on your DGED entries. I'm talking specifically to the DGEDs, the leverage guys, okay? Greedy with your zones, greedy with your entries, 1.6, 1.5, 288. Those are your hot zones you want to pay attention to, and then enjoy the upside, okay? Let it cruise. Okay, let's see. I see Goodco approves the show. He says, good show, approved. Let's see what else we got. Grass, Sui Degen. I suspect Sui Degen likes Sui. That's my suspicion. Maruk, you were cooking in that ZoomX comp, and what happened? She says she blew up her account. So at the last minute there, I finished 10th, okay, on the button. Sniper Paul, our whiff trader, he came 9th. We've got Matty Boy. I think Matty Boy is in Sniper Club. We got Josh from our offices there. And we got Meme Master, which is James. He's cooking. And then obviously DJ and Dave as well at the top of the list there. He had a few bangers. I think Akash was one of his trades. And I think the other one was Cetus. And they were absolutely flying for him. So as you can see, I won $525 or in futures bonuses here. I'm going to give that away to you guys, and I'm going to announce tomorrow exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to select 3 or 4 people who were trading in the ZoomX comp with me, and I'm just going to send you that those futures bonuses. Okay, so we'll sort this out tomorrow, but that money is yours, and I'm going to whisper in Dave's ear as well. Okay, and I'm going to tell Dave he needs to hand over some money. Okay, not all of it, but he's going to hand it over, and we're going to give you guys, anyone who traded in the ZoomX comp with me, we're going to send you something. We're going to figure out how we're going to pick it. Okay, so just hang in there. We'll deal with that tomorrow, but that money is coming back to you guys from me. Okay, let's go. Let's talk a couple of other things. Tawo, yes, not quite in my zone actually. Chaos, you're a fan of this thing, and
I love this thing. I love BTC Tour. Yeah,
pumps. Not in my zone yet. So yeah, for me, I'm less bullish on this one at the moment until it hits 450, maybe even 400. What do you have there for me? So my hot zone is 450 and 400.
So I'm looking. I'll show you. On the 8 hour. So listen, I mean, actually, we're looking pretty much cooked. You know, we've kind of died, haven't we? You know, the price has really come down from the 625. You know, it's hanging around 500, man. It's pretty tired. So anyway, I had a lovely sort of buy order. We rode it up. Sell order, we've ridden it down. RSI has come down. Now we're getting to the point where we're really in this sort of zone. We're just going to hang around here. I wouldn't want to lose this box, really. Mine's slightly higher than you at 480. If we lose this, then, you know, now you're talking 400 to 416, you know. This is a big, you know, this is a big move, man. I'm not sure we'll get that.
Look at that 8 hour oscillator. Okay.
Yeah. So the oscillator's low, man. I mean, it's potential that we get that. And that we don't get this massive dip. What I'd like to see is just very simply dip into this zone again, collect the orders, and off we go. I'd like to see a buy signal. You know, we'll see what happens somewhere there.
Okay, so I like that bottomed out MDX algo. You can see when it's super juicy, you get the better moves. It's nearly there, but it is turning up a little bit. So that is okay. That is interesting. So okay, so potentially a move higher here. You got your support at 4. What is that? 475.
I mean, realistically, I'd like to see 480. I mean, this wick is 475, right? So that's the kind of like a wick down and then back into this zone. My zone's roughly 480, give or take. Okay. Okay. So here's some more levels for you guys. So what I'm watching for me, rising trend, anchored VWAP 786 fib. Okay. So that is my big one, 450. You can see why it makes sense to me. I'm just playing the trend. I'm playing my fibs. I'm playing my normal stuff. I've also got the 100-day moving average, bringing things up there at 450. So I think if we get a dip here for me, that's going to be an opportunity where I'm going to try a little bit of tower action. Let's see how high it goes. You can see we're printing lower highs here. So maybe it's just something like that. Okay, maybe a short-term little pump into that zone, then some kind of reversal. Let's see how that plays out. Matt had a very important question. Guys, the Cardano gills, okay?
they're in tomorrow. They are coming to the show. Okay, we were in the DMs again today, and I had to shuffle things around a little bit. I was supposed to have a guest today who didn't come. Long story, but anyway, they're coming tomorrow. They're going to be on. We're talking Cardano. We're going to be very polite to them. We're going to be very nice, but we're still calling it ADA. Okay, and they must try and stop me from calling it ADA. So we'll carry on with them, but something to look forward to tomorrow for sure. Okay, let's go. Chaos. Let's talk some AI memes. Okay, why are we talking AI if the stuff's going to pump all these things? Okay, Ansem's talking about AI memes. Now he's mixing up a couple of things. ACT, I believe it's an AI agent, not a meme, if I'm not mistaken. But he's got GOAT, he's got ACT, he's got Fartcoin. Okay, that sounds like really fundamentally amazing. I think it's got 0 gas fees, from what I understand, something like that.
Already.
Wait, where's Fetch? Wait, guys, we need to give you Fetch.
We need to do Fetch. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Before we do the dog shit, let's do the Fetch. Wait, I had it here. Wait, where's this thing?
I've got Fetch for you. I'm quite excited about this one.
Okay, get it out. Oh, here's Fetch. Now, how did we miss Fetch? Okay, there it is. Guys, I'm logging Fetch. Okay, here we go. Okay, so before we get Chaos on, now I know he's interested in this thing. So a little note here. There's a regular unlock on Fetch at the moment. They are unlocking, 0.2% a month, something. It doesn't sound big, but it's a constant flow. It's a constant unlock. And for me, that explains a lot as to why, if you look at some other tokens that are ripping, you can see Fetch is just grinding it out. If you take a look at the flow here over the last while, it hasn't been very exciting. Look at this. It's just, there's no like buying pressure here. Okay, so it might have something to do with that. It could be suppressed because of the market, but interesting to me here, what we saw today. Look, nice consolidation, little trend break, interesting zone now. So for me, the big thing here, Chaos, is this 50-day moving average. You can see we're rejecting on it. The minute we pop this is, for me, it's an area where we can start adding to our trades, because then our next target is going to be the 200-day MA. So we've jumped into this trend break here on Fetch. And you can join me if you want to trade with us here, and support that I'm using. These are your options. Let's clean this up nicely here. Remember, guys, stop losses and those types of things, you need to use it to, stop major losses. If there's a massive reversal in the market, these things normally move down to their next major levels. Now, what's a major level? For example, that's not a major level. That's not a major level. That is a major level. So you always got to work out the distance from your trade to your major level. Okay, this is why we use stops. That's a 10% dip. If you're trading high leverage and you're going to let this thing drop 10%, it's not a pleasant afternoon out. Okay, I can tell you that much. So you need to manage your risk, and you manage your risk by finding interim levels. Now, if you're looking for longs, you're managing your risk by finding interim support levels. And what you can do is take your fibs from the lows to the highs. Then you can look for some reaction zones. Now, area number 1, Fetch traders, your first stop zone would be a close under. Now, I'm talking about a candle close under 1.32. Okay, look for something under there, 1.32. Or alternatively, you're looking at a candle close under 1.3. So something like that. Those are your safest areas. So if we get a dip back here, you might find people start trying to buy it up there. Or alternatively, the buyers step in at one of these levels. If the bulls don't step in, they send you back to hell. Okay, simple game plan here on these things. So Fetch, 1.32 and 1.3 are your supports that you can use. Then upside targets, let's break the 50-day moving average. Let's crack that. Then we are looking at 1.48 as our next potential target. So that's about 12%. Now, anything happens after that, when we start popping that, we can see we've got nice highs that we can deal with later on at 1.6. Okay, but baby steps. Okay, we've got a little trend break. Let's see if we can get a little bit of momentum. Now, let's see what MDX Algos has to say here for us.
Do you know what? I'm surprised. You're much more degen than me in the minute. Okay, so I've got the 12 hour. I've got the 12 hour. So here we go. Just a slightly longer view. Okay, this is going back to August. We've obviously been in essentially an uptrend, apart from if you switch out to the daily, we lost it for a day and then we recovered it. Okay, so it's not too big a deal. So obviously you're on this trend here, which is obviously much shorter time frame. So what I'm looking at the moment is obviously with MDX Algo, another beautiful sort of short, in which case the sell printed quite late on this one. We would hope to see it here. Nonetheless, it has played out. There was a sell signal. Now that we've got the reversal, and if you look at this, the RSI has properly facing upwards. Okay, we've got the reversal. We did start to dip down on the cash flow, but I anticipate this is going to reverse as well. We start to make our way back up to the zone. What I'd like to see is realistically, you know, push up to, I mean, I know you're talking 1.45 level, which is in line with this. Being that I'm slightly on the longer term, I'm aiming for this wick, which is 1.63, and then this bunch of wicks here, which is obviously around the 1.73. So a 20 to a 30% move. You know, we need to see what happens, but ultimately what we're looking for today is we're looking for this sell, the way that the sell closed and a buyer came. I'd like to ideally see an actual touch which goes against what you've just said. So we'll see. But
you want to send us the hell first?
Not really, but I'd like to hit this trend line because then we get the buy signal and then my trade will play out. Now, we are on different time frames, so either one or both is possible, you know. But this.
So what I've gone for here is, yeah, I went full degen here, guys. Okay, so what I did was I said I've got a 2-day view. If Nvidia is going to get some pumpage in the market, we're going to get a run out of these altcoins, okay, out of the AI token. So it's a 2-day view. We could easily, on bad Nvidia results on Wednesday evening, reject and go back and hit that trend line. Okay, so for example, if we are pumping now and Nvidia earnings come out, well, then that pump is over. There's going to be a lot of selling the news as well. So look out for those situations. And remember, all things are possible. Now, you can see on that chart, you've got a major trend line. Could act as a magnet for this at some point. Again, we don't know when it comes back to that zone, but we know at some point it comes back to visit that trend. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 5 days. It could be whenever. But just make sure you understand where these big levels are and understand the time frame that you're playing in. So my trade that I've given you here on the 1 hour time frame, it's absolute filthy DJ. Okay, absolute filthy DJ in that one. And but those are your levels. So you've got your game plan there. And let me just map this out so you can see a little picture as to what this looks like as well. Like that. Okay, so you're looking at something along these lines, and you've got a nice clear invalidation. Okay, remember invalidation, guys. It's a very important word. It's the word you tell your wife. Okay, when you get rinsed on a trade, when you absolutely fucked the whole thing up, you've lost the money, you just tell her, I got invalidated. Okay, it's like, sounds way easier to explain. Okay, that you got wrecked. Okay, let's go. Let's talk some AI agents and let's talk some AI meme coins. I've got a selection for you guys here. And I see Chris, everyone's talking about XTZ. I can't deal with XTZ. I used to trade that in 2021 and I threw it out the window. I've been trading SUI and all the other fun stuff. And here it goes now. Okay, let's go. Ansem, he's talking GOAT. He's talking ACT. He's talking Fartcoin, fundamentally amazing. Okay, so I'm fairly certain he says there will be multiple 10 billion plus AI meme coins, but I have no clue which ones, bros. Okay, that's all he has to say at the moment. Now we know ACT is an AI agent, from what I understand. It's not quite a meme coin, but it is something to watch. I did put this on my show the other day. This thing has been pretty quiet. So all I can give you for ACT at the moment is the same support I gave you guys yesterday. Keep it on your watch list, okay? It's an AI play. If there's a little bit of poppage in the market, let's see what happens. So what I've got for you, ACT, no changes really. 58, that is your support level to watch. That is something to keep an eye on, okay? Another one is Fartcoin. I think we're going to get an entry. Can you check Fartcoin for me, please, sir?
I can try
it. 4 hour. 4 hour or 1 hour would be pleasant. You can see on my 1 hour, I've got MDX Wavemaster here at the bottom. Look at this thing. It's about to turn reversal green soon. Okay, so I'm looking for some action here. So anyone who likes Fartcoin, 0.253, very good fundamentals behind it apparently, 0.253. So looking for that. Okay, this is my dream scenario there, 0.253, trying to grab some fart at 253. And then a lower down, we've got 0.16, boys, 16443. I miss Ray. I really miss Ray. Where's Ray? Ray's not here. Ray,
yeah, we
can hear you. We can't see you, bro. What's going on?
I don't know. Simon messed it up for me. Kicked me out.
Wait, but where's your face?
It's just not working. It's not working.
It's like we put Ray in the cupboard and he's
I
talking
would have
to
to turn off the laptop, and I can't do that right now.
Okay, don't do that. Okay. Okay, Chaos. Let's see. What do you got here? Fartcoin. Those are my levels. I think that's where we get a bounce. And I think a bounce is coming soon on the 1 hour. Maybe a little bit more on the 4 hour. Let's see what we've got here. 4-hour looks horrific. Okay, talk to me.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'm trying to
4-hour
load this.
looks like
Yeah,
shit.
look at this, man. So this is what we're talking about, guys. Look how this thing can hang around in these overbought and oversold zones for so long, and you get this sort of parabola. So look, Dill, at this point, we've had 4 TPs from a long, and let's be honest, the long was hectic at 1,000%, right?
That's all.
Yeah, that's all, man. But look, if you had got MDX algo, you would have got this, and you'd have made 1,000%. I mean, that's pretty hectic, hey?
That's
so look,
a nice little game. Nice little game.
Look, let's keep an eye on this thing here, right? If this turns and makes another dot here and starts to push up, and it lines up with a bounce off the green line, then we're probably in for another ride. Mate, I can't give you very much more than that because this is just
No, so where's your green line? What's your level there?
Realistically, the 26, but by the time we come down to visit, it might be closer to 25.8, something like that.
Okay, guys, that's perfect. Okay, so look here, 25.3, I've got 26. Okay, that's the bounce zone I'm looking at on FART. If you want to trade some FART, that's where it is. Okay, GOAT. Yes, something coming on GOAT. Okay, here's something. Here's GOAT on the 1 hour. I've gone full degen for you guys. Look what I've got here. Rising trend in play. I've got some fibbage coming for you guys right now. So if things play out nicely here, just looking for this little push into 103 GOAT traders. That for me could be a play. Okay, we don't need much more science here other than that. And invalidation super clear. Okay, lose the trend. GOAT is done. Lose the trend, and they're sending GOAT back to 0. Well, not quite 0. I mean, this thing's a bazillion market cap. But look out. Okay, we just want GOAT to hold this trend. And remember, just because we bounce here doesn't mean we have to print new highs. It could be a simple move here, lower high in play, then we send it down. But there's always a nice trade of these types of zones. So that's why I always try and look at these areas and try and get my moves out of these types of zones. But there could be a 25% bounce there. If you do happen to get it lower at 0.94, that's an even potentially even bigger bounce there to those horizontals. 30% give or take is what you're looking at. So GOAT levels 1.03, 0.94. Those are your degen zones that you're looking at. Now, guys, remember these degen zones, I set them up on degen levels for you, degen plays, and we like to look for reactions in those areas. So let's just catch up here. This is Myro. We haven't hit our Myro zone yet. I gave you guys the zone yesterday. We are nearly there. So very easy trade coming here on Myro. Simple trade. It's your invalidation is clear. Look at that. Rising trend, anchored VWAP, 786. It's all going on in that little box here for us on Myro. If we start closing under that level, we most likely going back to hell. So simple game plan. Looking for entries. I'm already in Myro, as you guys know. I'm trading it here on WEEX'S at the moment. There it is at the bottom. Myro at the bottom, and already sitting in that one. So for me, that's an add-on zone. If we dip into that area, 0.137 is an add-on zone for me. 137.67. That type of level there. Look for that bounce on Myro, and if it's going to hold the rising trend, then the move continues and the bulls step in. If we lose the trend, well, then we're going back to hell. So that is the potential trade on Myro that I'm looking at there at the moment. And let's talk some MDX here at the bottom just for fun. Undecided, Chaos. Undecided at the moment.
Yeah. It's making a turn back up, but
inconclusive. Okay, 137.67. That is where I'm looking to add. Then let's talk Floki. Now, we've had a couple of bounces off the first zone I gave you guys yesterday. So anybody that was watching yesterday, first orders hit at the zone. You can see there, nice little reaction off that area. And just to show you again, the power of these zones, they give you reactions. They give you the ability to jump into a position. If there is momentum after that, you can always add. But you can see today, we had a 7% bounce just off that reaction zone that I gave you guys. So Floki support 2.5, and then a higher conviction bounce zone for me is 2.33. So this trade hasn't changed from yesterday. 2.33, that is what you're looking at. Call it 2.34 on Floki. So if you do get a little push down into that zone, looking for a bounce there as well. Could also just be one of those where they roll it over, but there's a nice little move coming there. So 2.5, where we are now, call it 2.34. is your next one. Then let's talk Bonk. Also, still not in my zone yet. My alarm is on. So Bonk traders, if you want to have a go or you want to have a crack on Bonk, you can see rising channel. Okay, looks nice. If the channel's going to hold, well, then the 618 will hold. The trend will hold. The horizontals will hold. So no changes to Bonk. 0.0454, okay, is where it's at on Bonk. And then let's go Dupe. Okay, same story. Look at that. I had my limit order there on the reaction zone. Bang, picked it up, bing, and off she goes. Now that obviously fires off something. At least you can start a trade out of those levels there. 5%, okay, not amazing, but a nice reaction. So anyone trading Dupe at the moment, 1.143, that is support that you can watch, 1.143, and then a little bit lower down, you're going to have to look at this entire box here. Between 1.09 and 1.07. So somewhere in that box, you most likely get your next bit of action. You can see I've got VWAPs here. I've got fibs. There's a whole shitload happening down there. So right now, what we want to do is hold 1.14. That is step one for us there. And then, okay, so ZoomX Comp, you know, that is over. I'm still grinding out PopCat here, but I'm about to close it and move on to something else, okay? I need something else, okay? It's PopCat's, it's been very boring here for me, this PopCat trade, unfortunately, because everything else fired and PopCat carried on doing nothing. So PopCat traders, if you want to have a final stab on PopCat, okay, this is the last dance. Here we are, 1.73 is what I'm watching. That's rising trend, horizontals, and what do we got here? Rising trend, horizontals, and a 786 fib could give us something. 1.73. Okay, there's your trend. You can see what I'm looking at there at the moment. Could get something out of PopCat. 1.73. If I start losing that trend, I'm shutting that trade down. Okay, I quit. Okay, till tomorrow because I love PopCat. Okay, so that is that. That's everything from us at the moment. Remember, all the charts, they go into Sniper Club after the show. All the exchanges we're using in the show description. It's all there for you guys. Practice risk management. Be safe. Chaos, anything else from you?
Guys, I'm just checking out Floki because Dylan mentioned it. I gave 100% trade in the Sniper Club. That alone has paid for like, gave it a few weeks back. I'm just looking at my screen right now.
Oh, yes. Okay. It's all happening in there. Okay. Chaos, thank you, sir. See you later. Ray, so nice hanging with you, Ray. Good to see you. Good to see your face again.
Same, guys.
Okay, guys. Good luck. Okay, AI play. Let's see if this holds. Good start. Trends broken. Horizontals broken. Now the bulls need to step in. Any pullbacks, we need these bulls now. They must come and sort us out. If they step in, we're going to have a fun day tomorrow. If not, we're looking for new entries tomorrow because if these bulls don't step in, I think things start falling over a bit. So good luck out there, guys. See you tomorrow, same time. Ray, did you die, bro?
No, but